Hello everybody, how you doing today? And welcome once again to our daily dose of English. In today's episode, I want to talk to you about the expression, the apple does not fall far from the tree, the phrasal verb bump into, and the vocabulary pump. So, stick around and let's get started. If you're new to this podcast, basically what I do is every morning I send out this podcast with an expression, a phrasal verb, a business vocabulary, some English tips, maybe the news, maybe some entertainment. So this is for you advanced speakers or advanced students to learn a little more and to give you a little more insight into native English speaking, right? How a native English speaker, especially Americans, would speak. So if that's your goal, let's get started. The expression for today is the expression, the apple does not fall far from the tree. The apple does not fall far from the tree. Basically, what this expression means, it means that you behave or look like your parents, right? So the analogy is like your parents are the tree, the apple tree, and you are the apple. So if you are your father's son or your mother's son, you cannot be all that different from your parents. So that's what the expression is. So for example, you look very beautiful, right? And so does your mother. Your mother looks very beautiful too. So I could say, wow, you look so beautiful, and so does your mother. I think the apple does not fall far from the tree. It means that, well, if your mother is beautiful and you're your mother's daughter, you will probably be as beautiful as well. Now, the interesting thing about this expression is that you can use that expression for behavior as well. So if you behave like your parents, if you behave like, your mom or your dad or even your grandparents, I think you can use that expression, the apple does not fall far from the tree. It's a very cool American expression, very sophisticated, and only native speakers use that expression. I don't think I ever heard a student using that expression. So let's say that your father is a very good businessman, right? He's a very good businessman, and you are too becoming a very good businessman. So I could say, the apple does not fall far from the tree. It means that you have the characteristics of your father. Now, that could be that being said, it could be positively or negatively, right? So like if your parents have some negative traits, personality traits that they share with you, maybe we can use that expression in a negative way as well. All right, so you can use it for good things, but you can also use it for bad things. All right, I hope you get that. For the phrasal verb of the day, we're going to talk about the phrasal verb bump into. Bump into. To bump into is to basically meet someone by chance, right? So I could say, for example, I bumped into you at the mall, right? I bumped into him at the mall. It means that by chance, I met him or her at the mall. So when you bump into someone, the meaning, it could be a literal meaning, like physically bumped into someone. That happens. You could physically bump into someone, physically, like hit, Or it could be like to meet someone at the mall. So I could say, for example, I bumped into him yesterday at the mall. I bumped into him yesterday at the park or whatever it is. So I met him or her accidentally or by chance at the mall. It's a very, very cool expression. You could also alternatively use it for problems as well. Like, let's say you're a support analyst, you support IT products or whatever. You could say that you bumped into a problem. You could say, well, I was checking the logs and we bumped into a problem. It means that we kind of like met or faced or saw or identified a problem. So you can also use that metaphorically speaking. It's a very cool phrasal verb. Now, for the business vocabulary today, we have the word pump. Pump. P-U-M-P. A pump is a mechanical device using for suction or pressure. We normally use pumps for water, right? Like if you have a pool, let's say you have a swimming pool, usually you have a pump in the swimming pool to pump clean water into the pool. So it sucks the water out of the pool. The water goes through a filtration system, and then it comes out the other end. So we use pump for that. Now, in Portuguese, and I'm speaking to my Brazilian students, you have to be careful because the word in Portuguese is the word bomba, right? But bomba in Portuguese also means an explosive device, right? So if you're using an explosive device, we also use the same word in Portuguese, so you have to be careful. Actually, let me tell you a quick story about that. There was a surfer, two surfers, Brazilian surfers. They were arrested in Florida, I think a couple years ago, because they went to the States and they had a pump in their bags, right? They use a pump to, I don't know, to do something that they did. I don't know exactly what it was, but they had a pump, a machine that sucks water and expels water. So as they were going through customs, the police, the custom agents, they asked them, the TSA, they asked them, what is this, right? What is this? They saw this mechanic machine and they asked them, what is this? And then they said it was a bomba. But they said bomb in English. Now, the word bomb in English is an explosive device. So what happened was the police appeared, the FBI or whatever it is, the police appeared, and they actually arrested the surfers because they thought it was a bomb, right? They saw this mechanical device with connections and wiring and whatever, and they actually thought that was a real bomb. So this is actually a problem of translating the word because, as I said before, in Portuguese, we use the same word for a bomb, an explosive device, and a pump, which is a mechanical device used in swimming pools. So because in Portuguese we use the same word, what happened was the surfers, the poor guys, they translated it from Portuguese, and when they did, this mistake happened. So keep in mind, right? Pump is a mechanical device used for pressure, right? To push water or to suck water into a filter or something like this. And bomb, that is an explosive device, something that explodes, right? So be careful with that. This mistake actually cost these guys a couple hours in prison. What I heard was that somebody from the embassy, Brazilian embassy, had to go down to the airport and explain to the TSA agents that, look, in Portuguese we use the same word, so there was a problem with translation. Believe it or not, that happened. Anyway, be careful, right? So, this is the end of the podcast. Remember, guys, if you'd like to have classes with me, send me a message. I work with advanced English students, business students with conversation classes and business focus classes, okay? Also, if you like this podcast, please share that podcast with people. Don't forget to like it, subscribe, and, do everything just if you like it, all right? Share it with people so that I can continue to create content for you. I really appreciate. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget to check out my latest podcasts, either on LinkedIn or on my YouTube channel. Take good care of yourselves. Have a good day. Bye-bye.